Got a little bit of a root problem in my lawn. I had this huge cottonwood tree over here that I cut down last fall. The reason why I cut it down is because it just grew way too damn fast. I've been in my house for 6 years. I noticed it growing in the unfinished yard. The first summer we were here, and I kind of transplanted it around the yard a little bit and wanted to see what kind of tree it was, and ultimately it ended up being a cottonwood tree, and it grew to be about 30 plus feet tall in those 5 to 6 years that it was there, and just has a ton of surface roots. Cottonwood trees are just notorious for being kind of trashy trees. They grow too fast. When the wind blows, branches get all over the yard. Where I'm at, we get crazy high winds, like 60 plus mile an hour winds a couple times a year, and these cottonwood trees are just notorious for blowing over in high winds. So I decided I'm going to cut it down. It's kind of sad. I do like the tree, did like the shade that it provided, but it just needed to go. I do plan on leveling my backyard this spring. I did my front yard this year, so it's the backyard's turn. I want to do the front yard because it's a little smaller, and I wanted to see if it was going to be worth doing, but ultimately it was. So I'm going to be doing it to the back. So I got to get these tree roots out. I'm going to level the areas a little bit with some of the sand I have. So you can see here, this is probably one of the bigger ones. Big tree root there. We're going to dig that bad boy out. And then we've got just kind of a few throughout the lawn here. There's one here, but there's just a huge lump here, and you can see it's kind of bare in this area. So I'm gonna dig that one out too. Got my little helper here. There's probably about 5 or so roots that I want to dig out here. So what I'll be using is my pickaxe. This one is a heavier pickaxe, so should have enough brute force to get some of that out. My daughter's got her shovel. I'm gonna get a shovel. Let's get to it. Let's start with this bigger root here. Gonna kind of feel, you can see the ground. I don't know if you can tell, but the ground is pretty raised up right here. So I'm gonna dig all that up to there and probably to there. Now, if you have a tree that you do not want to get rid of, that you are not cutting down, I probably wouldn't do this unless you're only cutting out a couple roots. If you have a ton of roots, just leave them alone. I probably wouldn't mess with it because that root system is a lot of the stability of your tree, a lot of the support of the tree. So I would leave those as much as you can. But if you're in my instance where you cut your tree down or plan on cutting your tree down, want to get rid of some surface roots in the lawn, get rid of them. Get them out, and you should be golden. Ugh. Not quite. Well, that was pretty satisfying. Just a second. Huh? I don't know. There's a lot. Okay, there's also a big one. Again, as I step, there's a little mound right here coming from that same one, so I'm going to dig that out. Pretty decent sized root there. It's frozen. That's all right. Get her out of there. Whew. Got that SOB out of there. All right, got all those roots out that are the major surface roots that I've noticed. So now I've got those up. I'm just gonna throw a little bit of sand in them. We've got kids' sandbox over here that's got some play sand and some crushed masonry sand in it. So I'm gonna level those spots off just a little bit so there's not any crazy divots while the kids are playing out here. And then come a few weeks to a month from now, I'm going to be, like I said, leveling this whole backyard with sand. So be sure to watch, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.